I'm TV6 meteorologist Eric DeBroca, and here is your latest Weather on Demand forecast. Well, today was a pretty average day by February standards, a little bit warmer on the low. Otherwise, though, our high was pretty much right in line there, 22 and 10. Actually, it's currently 10 degrees at the Weather Service, so that is on standby. But that's the lowest so far of the day. Records there are 50, minus 18, not done too long ago. And finally, the sunset tonight was 6:01, the first time we've seen the 6 o'clock hour since the beginning days of November, right before daylight savings time ended. So let's take a look at February so far. We are currently, at least through 5 days, 2.7 degrees below average. We actually were 4 degrees below average yesterday, but factoring in today, a little bit above average there, so that altered the numbers just a bit. But we have 5.5 inches of snow so far, which is only about 0.2 below average from where we should be this time of the year. But we are going to have a really active pattern beginning this week and right on through really next weekend. There'll be more headlines to talk about then as we actually warm up a little bit come the second half of February. Look at here, our temperatures now. We're in the single digits, especially away from the Great Lakes, and over on the other side of the lakes, look at all these single digits closer to the 0 degree mark. International Falls at 3. But then let's go south and southwest. Minneapolis 23 degrees, and then Green Bay 25. And how about Detroit? They are in the 30s, so you get the idea that warmer air is trying to move its way from south to north, and yes, that is going to help fuel this big storm that is already in the process here. Let's divide the UP in half here. We have clouds to the north and clear skies in the south, though much colder readings will be found tonight inland as opposed to closer to Lake Superior there. And by the way, we are having some snow showers increase in coverage across the west, and we will see those increase throughout the evening as well. We are getting this band of snow that's going to be developing from west to east, and its eyes are set mainly on the Keweenaw Peninsula, but also on the areas closest to the shoreline, again, northeast UP, as well as the highest elevations of Marquette and Bexar County. So putting your weather in motion here, we see that high pressure has moved off to our south, downstate lower Michigan. That's exactly why lake effect snow tapered off earlier in the afternoon and evening, because it shifted the winds around from the south. But notice tomorrow afternoon, or at least morning to afternoon, that's where I do expect moderate to even at times heavy snow, especially in the Keweenaw Peninsula, as well as right along Lake Superior shoreline there. Several inches of snow are likely, at least for the first part of the day. Then we get this break, especially in the early afternoon to later on in the evening. And then more snow redevelops, and this time it's associated with the next winter storm, what the Weather Channel has named. And so the reason why we're not going to see a big blockbuster snowstorm is because these two low pressure systems, this is what we were going back and forth on the last couple of days here, whether or not they're going to merge. And the reality is they're not going to in time. Here's Tuesday morning. And so if we were going to have a big snowstorm, meaning more than a foot of snow between Monday night and say on Wednesday, we'd already have to have these combined to make it extra strong and have it develop and deepen rather quickly, get those packed isobars and really get those winds cranking as well. And then we're not going to see that until Tuesday afternoon. By that time, it will be snowing by us, no doubt about that. Several inches will come down, but just to have a really big snowstorm, not going to happen this time around. So for tomorrow, we're going to have temperatures in the 20s, not a bad day, upper 20s across the west, low 20s in the east with just some snow mainly in the northwest UP. Your TV 6-day forecast now. A very interesting weather pattern set up this week. I do expect closer to the Lake Superior storm totals around the 3 to 6 inch range. Farther south, even some sleet to mix in for a little bit of time. That will cut down snow totals. I'll say 1 to as much as 4 inches across the southern portion of the UP. Then much cold air works its way in with lake effect snow for the northwest wind snow belts on Wednesday. Cold nights as well Thursday and Friday. But then look what happens. We start to warm things up by next week with a little bit more snow.